Hello everybody, my name is Lina. Family name is Gumbryavichene, which is sounds complicated. So it's just, you need lectures just to exercise pronunciation. And I will shortly thank you, Lisa, for developing the presentation, and I will try just to introduce this, our project. Firstly, maybe let's speak about the title, Land Alive. Why we chose it? Because usually in the Erasmus Plus projects, the project has long title and it has some acronym which should give the general idea of what is the goal, main goal of the project. And when we discussed the idea of the project, we wanted just to start to engage rural communities, rural people living in the rural areas, to start, get involved into the tourism services much more. Because visitors who come to the country or to come to see some famous places, they would like to see real life. They would like to taste it, to practice it, and to learn something by themselves, by hands-on practice. So this is why we just chose the Land Life as the main goal, just that in every country, when you visit it, when you especially visit the rural areas, you can learn a little bit of life, what is in particular special in that particular country. So learning the life is our main overall, I would say, goal. Just the visitors who can come and just learn a little bit of that country, not visiting the museums as a typical format of tourism. Not going to instead of going to the museums, just visit the rural people who has their own experience, our own history, own food, own premises, and just sharing with the tourists what they have the best. Though the project is 2 years long, and we have 6 partners. And let's start from the Iceland. I would like just Iceland partners just to raise the hands. So Iceland, we have from Iceland Agriculture University of Iceland, and the ladies Gura and Gira, they work in the adult education and vocational education as divisions, I would say, yes. And me personally, I have been cooperating with the university for maybe, that would be the third project, yeah, probably the third project. So we already have some practice in cooperating in different projects. The partner from Croatia, so Patricia and Maria, these were that is the first time when I met them, but they work with the adult education, and they were in a good relations with Lisa from Hanenviken. So that means all the partners, they had already some experience in cooperating in some different projects on some particular subjects. Hanenviken from Norway. So Lisa and Rakel. So that was the first time as well when I met them. So they were new partners for me. So that means that every institution increasing the network of their contacts and their partner organizations, and even not just the titles of the organization, but even the countries, yes, geographically as well. Denmark, from Denmark, we have Berit, we have Lisa, we have Ellen, yes, and we have a little Wook, yeah, as well. He's a partner, growing partner, yes. Yes, so as well, I already had, and me and Icelandic partners, we already had some cooperation projects in the previous stages, which were funded from the Nordic Plus Adult program. And from France, we have the MFA, how it is, in France, how did it sound? MFA?
Rural family home?
Rural family houses, yeah, homes. So we have Josie and Laurence, yes, from France. My organization had had some experience in cooperating in the previous project as well, and I represent Vivasol. This is association Vivasol, and we work with the farmers. We unite farmers who just produce some food, and our goal is just to share, just to combine, just to create the links between the food producers and the food consumers, just to make more closer links between the farmers and the customers. So these 6 partners, they are a little bit have some differences in what they do, but majority of them are NGOs. Yes, some is university, then the adult education, and others are associations. Why we? Because Erasmus Plus is for education, it's adult education. So this is the goal. The main overall, goal is just to provide, just to improve the education of the adult learners. So this is why all of us, we had to be somehow linked within the education, within the adult education, within the strengthening of the skills of the adults. So that was the partnership, how it was built. And there are some websites of all the of every partner, where it is possible just to have just enter and just have an idea how they work and what they do, and some prehistory. So thank you to Lisa, because you addressed to me with that idea and with the interest to look for the partner on especially on the culture and heritage sector, just because it was obvious that this particular subject is important for the rural areas in different countries, as tourist organizations, they earn on that, some agencies, they earn on that, but the rural communities or rural inhabitants, they are just not so much, they would like, but maybe not so capable to get integrated into that tourism sector and to use what they have the best in their villages. And the goal was to somehow to strengthen their capacities, to teach them, to show how other countries are doing, how other people living in the other countries, how do they just manage to get involved into the tourism sector. And this was the general idea of the application when we produced it in last February and last March. That was built on the key stones, I would say. So the rural communities and the culture and heritage tourism, how just to combine them. So the application got 71 points, which was not so much, but it was enough to get funding. Nevertheless, the budget was reduced, comparing to that one which was expected. And what we plan to do, what we plan to achieve within the project, the project is the strategic partnership project, which means strategic innovation. We must to produce some tangible output, some tangible result of that project. So we will produce a toolkit which will be for the adult educators and for the adult learners. And adult learners we see as the farmers, as the rural people who live in the rural areas, it might be some artists, it might be some ordinary people who can learn on that toolkit. And that toolkit would consist of 12, at least 12, as we say, 2 cases per each partner. 12 best practice cases on culture and heritage tourism in every country, and there will be some text description of that best practice cases and some short video on that cases produced, and everything will be put into one toolkit just for the vocational schools, for the adult education organizations, for the NGO sector, for the even for the school, for the secondary schools, for the primary schools, just to use as the tool, or just showing how the tourism is in how to say, might be developed and in different countries, and how just to learn on that. And as well, there will be some, in order to produce the toolkit, there will be some several how to say, those meetings of the partners and 2 trainings where the adult educators and the adult